This is the Razer Blackwidow Chroma V2. I bought this keyboard online, used for $60. Brand new, someone paid $160. Now obviously that is a hiked up retail price, and they can be found online for much cheaper. There will be an Amazon affiliate link in the description below where you can get this keyboard for closer to $130. So, whether you buy it new or used, let's find out if it is in fact worth the price. Although I cannot show you a true unboxing video, I can show you what mine came with. We got a wrist rest, and then just an instruction packet or warning packet. Awesome. And most importantly, stickers. Now even though I'm flipping this, I'm probably going to rob this. Not going to lie. Alright, let's quickly go over the features of this keyboard. Needless to say, it has RGB capabilities. By using the Razer software, which your computer should automatically connect to when you plug the keyboard in, you can designate certain lighting functions and effects to the keyboard. This emblem lights up, which is kind of interesting. This is considered a full keyboard, so you do have a number pad. Not only do you have everything, but you have an additional 5 programmable macro keys as well. The keyboard comes with a detachable wrist rest, which is made out of a nice material. It's kind of like a leather. I'm assuming it's a fake leather. It's very soft and, frankly, pretty comfortable and very cushy type of memory foam. Now, I will admit this sort of puts my hands at a weird angle. When I'm typing, it's not that big of a deal. However, using the WASD keys and spacebar during gaming, that elevation is just a little too high for me. And I will admit, without it, my palm rests nicely on this area of the keyboard, and it's a little more comfortable. However, neither one really hits a sweet spot for me. Looking at the G910, my fingers just rest in a much more relaxed position, and this sort of incline and this angle, I would say, is a lot better for me personally. So, frankly, at first I was a little unimpressed with the RGB. However, after spending some time with it and cranking the brightness up, as well as playing with some of the modes, it's actually very good looking. The colors are pretty rich, it's at least bright enough, and frankly, there's no, breaks in the color, there's no weird lines, and it just looks very rich and pretty good, actually. And I think you have the ability to, like I said, do just about any kind of effect that you want. Not only do the letters themselves light up, but underneath as well, which I think is a necessary feature for an RGB keyboard, in my opinion. So just to take a quick look at Razer's Synapse, we have essentially all kinds of different effects that you can use and actually layer on top of each other. You have full RGB customization. I'm pretty convinced that with enough creativity, you can create any kind of RGB effect for your keyboard. On the side, we find a pass-through for a USB and an auxiliary cable. And this keyboard uses a braided cable with 2 USBs, as well as your auxiliary cable for the pass-through. This keyboard has a macro record function, as well as a gaming mode. The switches are Razer's own mechanical switches. Alright, so let's take a peek under this keycap. So there's the keycap itself. You can see here this keyboard is equipped with the Razer green switches. Now this keyboard did come with a choice of 3 different Razer switches. The 3 switch options are the Razer green switch, the Razer orange switch, and the Razer yellow switch. The green switch is described as tactile and clicky. The orange switch is described as tactile and silent. Yellow switch is described as linear and silent. So this is the most aggressive key choice. So keep this in mind when you're listening to the sound clip of how loud this particular keyboard is. We'll do a side-by-side comparison to my G910 with Romer G switches. And a sound comparison from this distance of about 6 or 8 feet. So, let it be that it is no secret that this is not a quiet keyboard by any means. I would expect this to be heard in another room. However, the keys have quite an amazing feel. They register pretty damn early, especially in comparison to the G910. I've actually been daily driving this keyboard for 2 days now, and it feels pretty good. I think it feels awesome to type on. The keys are easy to find. My fingers don't get tripped up going from across each key. The keycaps feel okay to me. They feel, of decent quality. And frankly, it's a pretty nice keyboard to type on. Now, I think it's a pretty quality piece of equipment. The plastic isn't creaky. It seems to be sturdy and well built. It feels absolutely awesome to type on, in my opinion. I think the RGB is there. It has certainly enough features, except a few things that I will mention. One of the features that I think it fails to deliver is there is no scroll wheel for the volume anywhere. So the only way that I have found to control volume is with the FN key and using F1, 2, and 3. Now, this may not be a big deal to you, but as someone who plays with audio a lot, listens to music and goes from different YouTube videos to different pieces of music all the time, it's really annoying to me not to have that feature anymore. Additionally, the USB and the auxiliary pass-through is nice. However, if you have headphones that have a headphone jack as well as a microphone jack, this is virtually useless. The USB is kind of interesting, but they put it on the right side of the keyboard, which means if you have a corded mouse like I do, essentially the cord would bunch up all around here, and it would be utterly pointless and really annoying to have that cord bunched up there. Now, if you have a wireless mouse right there, I can see the little USB node being there, and that's not a big deal. Now, all points aside, I have to admit, this keyboard is just kind of boring. I am just not that intrigued to it. I don't even like the font of the keys, to be honest. Everything seems just a little dull to me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've really enjoyed using it. I mean, it's a solid keyboard. Now, compared to other keyboards, you would get more macro keys, you would probably get a volume scroll wheel, and I think for the price point, it just isn't quite there. I think 130 to 140 is pushing it. However, the one thing it does have going for it is simplicity. Now, I tend to be a little more on the minimalist side when it comes to certain design things. The simplicity of this keyboard is really not to be understated, and it doesn't really take any risky style points, which to some people is good. It helps fit aesthetically into more builds and makes it more universal in that way. However, I'm not in love, but I do think it's a good quality product. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content or found it helpful or valuable, leave a comment, or subscribe if you want to. And don't be afraid to share this content if you think it'll be helpful to someone you might know. If you do like the keyboard, there is an affiliate link in the description below where you can go ahead and purchase that. I would encourage you to check out other people's reviews. Go click on that link and check out the reviews and listen to what other people have to say. I would never encourage listening to one person's opinion on any product that you might be buying. But anyway, thank you for watching.